got that holiday feeling and a hoop-de-doo, the most wonderful time of the year. Villanova, the Big East, and Wisconsin of the Big Ten, ready to go at it here in Milwaukee. The Pfizer Forum is our location, and we welcome you inside. And Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a wonderful New Year to all of you. Alongside Jim Jackson, Tim Brando, happy to have you with us. This is a very important game, non-conference. An impressive win before you get into conference play is always important, and we talk often about guard play and how important it is. Well, that's the case here, particularly when you look at this Wisconsin team. You better handle Blackwell and Boyd.
Easier said than done. I mean, Nebraska did a really good job of kind of throwing both off, so both are looking probably for a little bit of revenge, but they complement each other. Nick Boyd loves to get downhill, not shooting the ball particularly well from behind the three-point line, only 31%. But when the defensive tracks, he can finish at the rim, has a lot of experience. And you look at John Blackwell, you leave him open. I don't care if it's behind the screen, you know, you go under, you try to trap him. He can get that shot off. He's shooting behind the three-point line right now at a high clip of 41%. So you better buckle up tonight.
Indeed, and don't let Lewis and Lindsey in that three-point offense wave bye-bye to you, because that can happen too.
You know, talking to Villanova, the coaching staff really feels, Tim, that they've gotten back to their core essence of really having great guard play. And Bryce Lindsey is a prime example of that. Has been around the block a few times. You see 17.2 points a game. More importantly, 33 made three-point shots. And Caden Lewis, a young freshman from Washington, D.C., reminds me a lot of a left-handed, he is lefty, Kenny Anderson. But the 5.6 assists leads the team, not only leads the team, but also the Big East.
Trust me when I tell you, Kenny Anderson, whenever Jim Jackson mentions him, that's the highest of praise. Those two were almost teammates. When we come back, we'll have the opening tip in a very important Big Ten, Big East matchup here on Fox. We welcome you to the Milwaukee Hoop Showdown. Big Ten meeting Big East here on Fox. Happy to have you with us. And here are the starting lineups. Man, how important will this starting five be? Well, very important. Lindsey, Perkins, Lewis, Brennan, and Hodge. Boyd with Rhodey, Blackwell, Winter, and Viljauskas, who is a tremendous find out of Lithuania. The very talented Wisconsin swing offense, where there's always constant motion. Kevin Willard knows how to deal with it. He's dealt with it before, after being so successful at Maryland and Seton Hall prior to that. Greg Gard, now in his 11th year. Hard to believe he took over for Bo Ryan that long ago, but he has. And they have been a constant in the month of March, and this year figures to be no different. But given the fact that they aren't where they'd like to be, coming off that loss at Nebraska and Lincoln over the weekend, a quad one win, and Villanova is number 35 in the net this week, could be all important to Wisconsin before Big Ten play begins.
Well, the challenge for Greg Gard and his squad is like a lot of other schools, is continuity, because you have a lot of new faces, and trying to understand how to play together is a constant, you know, push and pull. This team has the talent. Offensively, they can score the ball. It's on the defensive side of this equation that Coach Gard is talking about. We need to be more consistent, connected. If we do that, we can really compete in the Big Ten.
Opening tap is controlled to the Badgers. Boyd runs the show, and you'll see the constant motion, pick and pops from the bigs.
Well, you see a lot of screening, so it's early talk, being in position to close the gaps like that and get back to shooters. Very important for Villanova. So really good first defensive possession by the Wildcats.
Rhodey could not get that one to go, and Caden Lewis running the show for Villanova. This is a very young Villanova team in many respects. Wisconsin is a veteran team in the backcourt, but a young team in the front court. And right away, Villanova, with Lindsey's help, gets out to the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, a little pressure up front. But listen, on that shot by Lindsey, you can't be mad. You force Lindsey to kind of go away from the basket. Blackwell wide open in the corner. Wildcats got away with that.
Coming off a poor performance, just 1 of 11 shooting in that game at Nebraska. If you're going to beat Wisconsin, you got to hold down Blackwell and Boyd. Boyd gets that long rebound and tries to get a quickie. Lewis in his way, but it recovers for the layup.
Yeah, in transition, if the pickup point is a little bit lower, that time Boyd was able to cross the free throw line. Got it plucked away just a little bit, regathered, able to keep his eyes up at the rim and finish it.
Oh, that's a lovely pass by Lewis. Does not get the conversion, and the rebound cleared to Nolan Winter. Liauskas, he's rejected. Great work underneath by Tyler Perkins. That three ball won't fall from Matt Hodge. Knocked away out of bounds. It'll be controlled to Villanova. And here are your keys to the game, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one.
Well, perfect time. Villanova have to defend the three ball, in particular looking for Nick Boyd and Blackwell. And Wisconsin got to finish your defense. What I mean, defensive rebound. This is an excellent offensive rebounding team. Villanova averaging probably about 13-point offensive rebounds a game.
Nice cross-court pass to Perkins, and he plays the nylon song.
An example that time, a second possession. Villanova able to pay it off with some excellent ball movement, capitalizing with a cross-court pass to a three-point shot.
And off the ball, a foul spotted by DJ Carstensen. Perkins commits the foul.
Well, when you get the defense to commit right here, excellent cross-court pass. You do that, it's a 2-on-1 on the weak side. And Tyler Perkins able to step up and knock that one in. Shooting 41% from behind the three-point line this year.
Great pressure from Lewis, and that forces a timeout. Real good pressure on that inbounds, and it forced the timeout to be taken. Coaching Profile, sponsored by E-Trade from Morgan Stanley. And Kevin Willard, son of a coach, played for his dad Ralph while he was at Pitt as a player. Has a background in the Big East as a player before becoming a coach and working for the likes of Rick Pitino, just as Ralph did at one time. Look at that success story, though, in so many ways. And he told us earlier today, you know, after the change was made with Kyle Neptune and the opportunity was afforded him, he actually called Jay Wright and texted him. He said, you know, I'm really looking at this, and but I need to know how you feel about it. He said, well, here's how I feel about it. I'm happy for you, and I'll do everything I can to help.
Yeah. Once you get the blessing from GQJ, I think everything else from there. But you could tell the emphasis on guard play, the quality of guards that Kevin Willard, even in a short period of time, was able to establish here. And it's a reason why Villanova is kind of right back ascending. Speaking of which, Nick Boyd, I tell you what, when he does that, when Nick can probe, look, he's been around, you know, from FAU, San Diego State.
A Final Four.
The Final Four, FAU.
Yep.
So when he does that, that opens up, I believe, the rest of his game.
And he learned a lot in that stay at San Diego State defensively. You're going to do that when you play for Jim Dutcher.
Oh, you better believe it.
Brian Dutcher.
Brian Dutcher.
Son of Jim, coached at Minnesota in the Big Ten. Ball was deflected, but Lewis recovers it. Hodge for three.
Yeah, Matt Hodge, this is, you know, offense are very similar because they love to get the ball in the middle of the court, but then swing it to the opposite side, go set a screen, you come off, you can fade and slip that time. Excellent offense once again by Villanova.
Oh, beautiful in between games. You love to see that. Liauskas is very talented. Like most European players, he just has a great sense for the game, uses the proper angles. Brennan, a little dribble handoff to Lewis for three. There's a little vision of Kenny Anderson from the pass.
That left hand, listen, that's only his 8th made three-pointer of the year. When he starts to dial in on that shot, in particular catch and shoot, and then becoming a threat, you know, off a DHO or a pick and roll, I mean, Big East better watch out, as well as the rest of the country.
Villanova's hit their last 3 shots. Nice spin move, but look at that help underneath. Great defensive work there by Duke Brennan, and we've got a timeout. Here are the faces looking to go places tonight, and the leaders are in that backcourt. Young they may be, but solid is their future. And our player to watch, brought to you by Warby Parker, for everything you need to see. Perkins can't get that one to fall. Boyd hauls it down. Oh, what transition when the big fella runs with you, and Nolan Renter did. 7-footer got down in a heartbeat, and it's 11-8.
And that's the difference with this year's squad. Having Nick Boyd, Greg Gard talked about that Nick definitely has an extra gear that they didn't have last year as a point guard. You saw it on that play off the miss. Took it coast to coast, able to feed inside to Winter for an easy basket.
Hodge again. So the recycle after the Lewis rebound. He likes this matchup, you'd think, but he's chosen not to take it inside. Gives it up, and here's a late 3-ball from Perkins.
Another offensive rebound. Boy. But you know what? Credit Lewis for not trying to force it, though.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't feel good about that, even though he may have had the speed mismatch, but he couldn't create the space he wanted, so he kicked it over. And as a result, defense switches. Shifts over, shot goes up. Another offensive rebound. Offensive rebound number 4 right now for the Wildcats.
You would have thought with Austin Rapp on him that he would have tried to blow by, but you're right. He was disciplined and chose not to.
Yeah, Wisconsin kind of showed a lot of white jerseys in those gaps, too, so not a real clear line to get to.
Malachi Palmer in the game. Nice. Good dump down to Brennan, and he puts it through. As they've gone to their bench, Devin Askew also on the floor for the first time, number 5 for Villanova. And Dapari has come in at number 6 for the Wildcats. So digging deep into the bench after that timeout. Wisconsin will go about 9 deep in their rotation. Blackwell, he challenges, tries to use glass, can't get it to go. Nova 5 different field goals by 5 different guys. Askew, a quick launch that time, and it's pulled away by Jack Janicki.
And that's the play right there, that foul on Lewis. And Blackwell did it the last play, kind of the rip through to the baseline. You think all the action is coming back to the middle, and that baseline is vacant. Blackwell in particular, and even Boyd love to rip it through. And Andrew Rohde, when he gets in, also looks to try to exploit that on the defense.
Rohde coming into the game. Nick Boyd sits down. Will Garlock, number 23, in for the first time as well. Nice feed over to Rapp. Just grazed a little rim, and it's pulled down by Braden Pierce into the game, number 17, getting some early minutes in this game for Villanova.
A great hedge and show right there, and got back. Like Garlock.
Askew with a step back, and he rattles it home. 16-8. Villanova sharing the sugar, as our friend Steve Lavin used to say back in the day.
Yeah, right now 4 for 10 from behind the 3-point line. They're shooting about 37% on the season. See that rip baseline. Good help that time coming over by Pierce.
Frenetic pace without as much production, though. Villanova has used everyone that's come into the game, and they've already gone 4 deep into their bench. 4 guys have an assist, and 6 have field goals for the Wildcats.
Well, you got 6 made field goals right now for Villanova. on 4 assists. So that's the kind of offense you want early when the ball is moving and hopping out. Take a page out of what Nebraska was able to do to Wisconsin after the first 6 minutes of that game, was push the pace, which favored the Cornhuskers. You saw the result of that game.
Badgers settled a little too much from the perimeter in the mind of Greg Gard. Shot clock is down to 6. A good defensive sequence for Villanova.
Pierce.
Great work by Pierce, the space eater inside.
Well,
he earned some playing time tonight.
That's right. When you talk about the shot selection for Wisconsin against Nebraska, it was a period of time where they had about 16 shots.
Yeah.
13 came from behind the three-point line. And they weren't at all successful from there.
Offensive foul will go the other way.
Well, you talk about the substitution pattern for both teams, but Pierce doing a great job of plugging up the baseline, using that size to get up and block the shot. Nova right now up 8.
Early on, the Wildcats have doubled up on the Badgers, 16-8. Let's go in the huddle of Kevin Willard.
Keep, you're switching out, which is helping everything. You're not letting them get side to side what they want to do. So when you switch it, you get them going backwards. That's what you want to do right there. Understand? You got to come off that pinch action hard. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I love that too, because in particular with Wisconsin, when you have Nick Boyd, Andrew Rohde, or even John Blackwell, they can turn the corner off a DHO dribble handoff or dribbling into a screen. They have the advantage. But the switch, you want them to see your jersey, the front of the middle of your jersey. That forces them back towards half court. Now you can square them up and defend them a lot better than one of those three kind of getting you on their side hip and trying to get 2 feet in the paint.
He's got to be really happy with the play of Pierce since coming in. Transferred over with him from Maryland, one of 3 that were with him with the Terps before coming over to Villanova. So many respects, Jim, it is different when you think about the approach that Kevin takes. And in a lot of ways, there are NBA principles to what he does. He loves to run stuff that's similar to what we see at the next level.
Right, yeah, but he's not an overset guy, meaning that you're not going to have to run a play every time down the court. You kind of have your basic offensive set where now you can read and react off of what a particular player does, dribbling the basketball, or which way he cuts, and how you got to read the defense.
Meanwhile, Wisconsin has gone through a 4-minute drought, scoreless in 4 minutes plus. And another turnover.
Yeah, well, we saw that too. It was about 6 minutes, a drought of field goals or lack thereof against Nebraska, and Askew able to navigate his way right inside the lane.
Speaking of, how about the job Fred Hoiberg's doing right now?
Man, I tell you, that Nebraska team. Hey,
his son is playing lights out right
your
now.
grandfather's Nebraska team.
Absolutely. There's a 3-ball to end the drought. Nolan Renter from downtown. He had 10 in that game in Nebraska, one of the few to shoot over 50% from the floor.
It goes back to the question for Wisconsin. Can you get enough stops against a team multiple scores like a Wisconsin? Like a Villanova.
Lindsey back on the deck. That runner won't go. And it's taken down by Hayden Jones. This is the youngster that we're going to see and hear a lot more from in the near future out of New Zealand. Tough pass into traffic. Knocked away. Last touch by Villanova. Hayden Jones is a young man that Kurt Penny, formerly of Wisconsin fame and out of New Zealand. He's now moved back to New Zealand. And interestingly, Brad Davison, an old stalwart guard, has replaced him as a special assistant. But this New Zealander has got quite an upside. His dad was a great player in New Zealand, played on their international team, and 23 years a pro.
Good size, 6'6" as a freshman.
There's a rejection. Hodge got his hand on it. But the recovery and right back to winner. Beautiful pass from Austin Rapp.
And you know, Rapp did the right thing. Instead of settling for a 3, put the ball on the deck, attacked a non-set Villanova defense, able to get an easy 2 inside the paint.
You can hear the Fans from Madison that made their way down for this one, trying to pick up their team after that big-time play. Winter has their last 7 points. Lewis with the dribble drive. Gives it up to Lindsay. Up against the clock. Hodge with another offensive rebound. He's got 3 of those offensive rebounds for Villanova.
Well, you got to find a body on this Wildcat team.
Lewis a pull-up. Missed everything. He had a little more time on that shot clock than maybe he thought. Launched it tentatively, and it came up well short. A lot of Santa wannabes out here tonight, decked out in red.
Did you go up to one and ask him what you want to tell him what you want for Christmas? I thought I saw you sitting on the lap of one.
Yeah, my wife called ahead. She wanted a muzzle.
Oh, okay.
Big time rebound by Winter. Lewis commits the foul. He was trying to defend the cutter, Blackwell, and picked it up. That's number 2 on Caden. He'll have to sit. And Askew will come in for him.
Going to keep your head on the swivel. That time Blackwell knew once the ball was given up, the back cut was available.
Now, this is a really good competitive matchup to have before you go into conference play.
And both teams run similar actions.
Yep.
So you're forced to really communicate, especially on the switches, not to be able to get backdoor and leave open shots like that.
Soft one. Boyd knocks it down. Boy, I love those southpaws in the backcourt, baby.
Yeah. I tell you, he spent some time with us talking today.
He's a student of the game.
Yes, he is.
Big time. I know Dusty May's proud of him after what he did for him at FAU. He was the leader, the quarterback of that team that went to the Final Four. Speaking of lefties, Perkins, 21-16. 5 3 balls for Villanova. That's a walk.
Yes.
Jones with a little extra step that time. Jimmy J.
Talk to me.
They're Roberta flacking us right now. They're killing it softly from downtown.
Open shot by Nick Boyd. Thanks for the assist. I appreciate it. Then right back at you. It's Devin Askew, not to be outdone.
Your Steelers got a big one.
I'm telling you,
week,
I was a little nervous. Miami was playing some good football coming into that game. I think they had won like 5 in a row or something.
I'm asked this all the time.
What?
You went to Ohio State.
So
what's the deal with Pittsburgh for you?
Well,
what was the love
Ohio
affair?
touches Pennsylvania. You know that, right? On the eastern part.
Yeah.
When I grew up in the 70s, I just loved the Steelers. The black and gold colors got me. So you remember the electronic football game?
Yeah.
I used to be Steelers. I used to have a Lynn Swan jersey.
Love that.
You know, my high school colors were black and gold.
Yeah.
I'm diehard Steelers.
I dig that.
And plus, they were winning at the time. Speaking of which,
front running Jimmy Jackson is hot.
No, it's not front running. I was there from the beginning, baby.
You were there from the beginning.
That's right. But how about that play coming out the timeout to be able to get Matt Hodge another clean look? And that's the lack of defense that Greg Gard is talking about. You can't allow just an open shooter.
Well, they're doing a number on Blackwell, aren't they?
Yep.
He has to give it up again. That one won't fall for Boyd. Yep. And it's pulled down by Hodge, who's been all over the glass on both ends. That's some contact. And Andrew Rohde will say it was incidental, but it will go as a foul, his first.
You really want to make your coach smile? Come out the timeout, execute the play that is drawn up. Now, whether you make it or miss it is one thing. You can't control that a lot of times. But do you execute the play well enough to be able to get the shot you want, not what the defense dictates? In that time, excellent execution, attention to detail, you cap it off. with that open three by Hodge.
Well, this has been a cleanly played game. Only 6 total fouls and no free throws taken so far. That leaner will not fall for Duke Brennan. Off the outlet, Janicki looking for some help. Winner provides it. Beautiful pass, but nowhere to go for Rhodey. Boyd, little crossover. Tough shot. Outstanding defense by Hodge.
Yeah, but I thought Boyd, one more dribble, he can finish that with his right hand to the basket. He chose to reverse back to his strong hand right shoulder. But I thought he left himself a little bit short and gave up on what I thought could have been a layup.
Lindsay, quick trigger. That one goes crying off the front iron. Rapp. Nice find to Winner. Boy, he's feeling it. This kid, one of 3 that have been very active on the offensive end. He's up to 10 of the 19 for Wisconsin.
But keep in mind, the scouting report says we'd rather Winter shoot a 3 than the guard. So now he's 2 for 2. He came into the game only, 4 for 24. So now you make a little bit of an adjustment. If you're Villanova, now the Winner has somewhat found his confidence from behind the arc.
He may not be as open in the next game. Hodge
well, he may not be as open as his game keeps going on.
Boyd. Too strong. Missed everything, Austin Rapp. Askew, good find. And Brennan is fouled. Challenging Nolan Winter, and Winter will pick up the foul.
Well, the beauty about this play, watch Askew, you see the end of this play, but he waited, he hesitated, he allowed Brennan to get in position to be able to set that pick. And it's way more effective, too, when you have an empty side corner. Now you don't have the help. So it becomes a 2-on-1 if Brennan really gets a really good screen. And that time, Askew, all he had to do was deliver the pass on time.
By the way, it's appropriate night, by the way, for Winter to have a good game. It's 21 degrees outside.
Man, hey, listen, I'm from the Midwest, right? You from Louisiana. This ain't just a cup of tea. But I'm from the Midwest. I don't have it in me no more, man. I live in L.A. I'm a wimp right now.
I moved from Connecticut because I got tired of humidifiers. I like humidity.
Hey,
I'm a Southern boy.
I keep a travel humidifier in my bag for these cold winter states. You know what I mean? I've got really soft since I switched to
TV?
Since I switched zip codes.
Oh, zip code. Oh, yeah, that too. You've been California dreaming for a while.
That's
I know.
right.
That's true. Blackwell picks up that foul. His first. And Braden Pierce is going to come back into the game. He was very effective in the minutes that he gave, the youngster out of Woodstock, Georgia.
Very uncharacteristic of a Greg Gard team. 6 early turnovers here in this first half. You're talking about a team that only averages 10 turnovers, 10.4 turnovers a game. So Villanova doing a really good job of forcing Wisconsin to cough it up a bit more.
Putting the onus on what is a very young Wisconsin front line by comparison to a veteran backcourt. No turns for Villanova in the last 7 minutes. How about that up against the clock? Great defensive work again by Biauskas.
Yeah, Biauskas that time able to recover. As you thought he had that shoulder by him, but those long arms at 6'10" made Askew kind of take his eye off the basket and hit a little bit harder off the backboard.
Off the ball, we're going to get a foul. It's going to go against Blackwell, says James Breeding. That'll be his second. Timeout.
Pretty good over here. A little cold, a little chilly.
Yeah, and by the way, my daughter Tiffany, who's LSU girls should be happy to hear that about Matt McMahon's team. Let's take a look at these 3 balls from Villanova.
Well, the question is to 3 or not to 3. That's the question.
Yeah.
And right now, 6 for 16 for this Villanova team. And just look how much space they have available to shoot it. Keep in mind, earlier this year, you see the breakup in shots between the two. Very evenly matched here a little bit as far as makes.
Yeah.
But, you know, earlier in November, this Villanova team made 22 threes against Sacred Heart in that win. So they can shoot it at a high volume if you allow them enough space. And the guards do a really good job of putting the ball right into the shooter's shooting pocket. So now it's just like almost like you're at shooting practice.
The one thing that I've noticed, and we had to know coming in, right, because Kevin Willard is such a veteran coach and a successful one at that. You already know when you watch his teams play what the plan is. I mean, they've got a culture, and it's a winning culture that I believe Jay always knew would be here when he took this job. It's not exactly the same approach as Jay. Kevin does it his way, but they look like a veteran squad that's been together for quite some time.
Well, they do, but it's different. You remember in Seton Hall, he had teams that just grind you up, grinded you out, were really physical, would pound the ball inside. And as the game has changed, he's changed as well. And now he has a team that attacks from the guard position. You're not going to see a lot of post-ups outside of some slips to the basket. Now, that may be because of personnel and getting, you know, to the job a little bit later. That may change the longer he's there to get a post-up player. He did have that in Derek Queen in Maryland.
True.
So, but I love the nuances that he has here at Villanova and allowing the guards to kind of dictate the offense.
I mean, he won 27 games last year and got that team to the Sweet 16. And he's got it rocking and rolling already in a lot of respects. They have played well in this game, to be sure. Kapari. This kid looked awfully good that time, and it's 30-19. Yet another new Wildcat into the scoring column. And look at the bench points. 8-0. A shutout for Villanova.
Yeah, and when you're able to set your defense after you score, they fall back into a little 2-3 zone, a full court pressure into a 2-3 zone.
Askew had a little arm bar in there as Boyd was trying to drive by. He'll pick up the foul. That lead is ballooned to double digits for the first time. Askew picking up that foul, the largest lead of the night with under 3 to play here in the opening half.
Well, we haven't seen a lot of that really crisp movement and passing, backdoor cuts, slip screens from Wisconsin. So Villanova doing a really good job of staying patient on their defense. Look at that on the ground.
Oh, big time. Oh, yeah. Kevin Willard up applauding his team's work ethic on that end of the floor. Askew now running the show. Malachi Palmer is checked in as well to go with Perkins, Brennan, and Tyler, as I said, looking inside for a little bit of help. And Gapari is the 5th Wildcat on the deck. Nice give and go. Count it. Tyler Perkins. And the lead is up to a baker's dozen. (10-0). Points off turnovers. You see the story. 8 turnovers leading to 8 made field goals.
A great rotation that time. Brennan helped and got back.
Jauskas had to give it up. Rhodey with a much-needed 3.
Deep 3, too. That time, Rhodey. Gapari had a hand right in his face.
Sure did. That was a tough shot. 90 seconds left in the half. I'm talking about that middle 4. They could use a nice finish, Wisconsin, to this half.
Yeah, you want to get a couple stops here to see you can keep that offense rolling a little bit going into halftime, but you got to be able to stop this on the other end of the court.
Tyler Perkins, the Penn transfer out of Lorton, Virginia. End to end, nothing doing. Boyd stopped in his tracks. Askew with a quick outlet. Well, Gapari needed that alley-oop. Instead, the pass wasn't there, and it leads to a turnover. He wanted to get that one up a little bit higher to Malachi Palmer. Hodge checks back in for Gapari.
I mean, very good bench minutes right now. And the rotation is paying off for, Villanova, because you got fresh players coming in, providing, a spark. And that's what you expect and want from your bench players.
Boyd, baseline pull up, not to be. And a quick rebound by Brennan. This has been a great last 10 minutes of this first half for Villanova. And they're going to take a timeout. Kevin, really, when we talked to him earlier today, it was pretty obvious he got a lesson from Michigan, one that we saw last week against his old Maryland Terps. I mean, they're an outstanding basketball team right now, probably playing as well or better than anybody in the country, but his team has performed really well tonight and for the most part all season.
But they ran into a juggernaut. That Michigan team has guards, they have size.
Oh, yeah.
They have versatility at positions.
Lindenborg to go along with Cadeau.
They have a guy that can go get it.
Yep.
And the thing about it, they play both ends of the floor. So when you're facing that Michigan team, you're talking about the execution on both ends of the floor got to be on par. Because at any moment, that trigger can switch. You turn the ball over, you start missing some shots. That Michigan team will definitely make you pay for it.
Now, the last 8 minutes, since the 8-minute mark, Villanova's outscored Wisconsin 17-6. The ball was deflected by Jones. We mentioned he's gonna be good. He's just awfully young now. Preston Duty. Braden Carrington's hurt, and that's something that we should have pointed out.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Veteran player, they are missing him right now. Arthroscopic surgery. Jones with a long rebound, lost it. Perkins stole it, and he's rejected. Out of bounds to Wisconsin. Only 2.4 left on the clock.
Hey, you got a block shot, but you had an opportunity right there. Another offensive rebound to get an on-goal score. So you may not have gotten it, but you bled a little time off the clock.
Boyd at the buzzer. Won't count. Wouldn't have counted had it gone. And we are at the intermission. A little Friday night hoops with the Big East and Big Ten on display. Villanova 8 of 19 from downtown. And that's our score at the break. After the break, we'll send you back to Mike Hill and Casey Jacobson in our Los Angeles studios. We touched on it at the outset of the game. These two backcourts will provide, in all likelihood, the catalyst for victory. You see those 4 turnovers for Villanova. Only one of them was a live ball turnover. Tim Brando alongside the resplendent, decked out in many shades of gray, Jim Jackson. So far, the job that's been done on Blackwell, specifically on the defensive side by Villanova, has been outstanding.
It has been. The attention to detail, not going for any pump fakes, kind of staying attached to Blackwell, not allowing any space. But defense overall has been outstanding for Villanova, along with three-point shooting. I mean, that's the difference in the game right now, along with the differential of the 8 to 4 turnovers. Villanova's done an excellent job of maintaining that. Their control on the offensive end, not giving up any opportunities for Wisconsin to take advantage of.
Our players to watch, sponsored by Warby Parker. For everything you need to see, Nolan Winter really kept Wisconsin hanging around, 4 for 4 from the floor. He needs some help from his backcourt mates. It wouldn't hurt also to get Rhodey going, because he's got a tremendous wing jump shot. And Boyd needs a little bit more from his running mate, Blackwell.
Well, not having Carrington in the lineup takes a ball handler, playmaker away as well. So you can't underestimate that absence in this lineup, in particular in this game against the backcourt against Villanova.
Be interesting to see if they try to find something for Blackwell early on. Here he is. Gets the pick. Boyd with that quick burst leaves it deep. But Bielska's not able to get it to go.
That's the defense. Brennan dropped down low knowing that Boyd may swing it through, willing to give up that jump shot to Bielska's that time rather than give up a layup to Boyd.
Bielska's can hit that shot. Yeah, but they'd rather him take it than somebody else, that's for
right.
sure.
That's right.
Shot clock down to 6. Lindsay up against it now. Gives it up. Beautiful work. Count it and a foul.
And the officials going to take a look at that, but I think Brennan got that shot off just in time. But
Sure
the foul took place within, I think, the shot clock right here. The foul is right there. So still 1 second left on the clock when the foul took place.
They're going to look at it. I think it's good.
Yeah, it's out of his hands right there.
Sure was.
So it should be a quick view. Hey, let's go back to those turnovers. Now, Villanova turned the ball over, so now they have 5. But coming out of the timeout, I mean,
for potential shot clock error.
Coming out of the half, think about this. It was a 4 turnover differential, 8-4.
Right.
Shots made were 13-9. Okay, coming at halftime in favor of Villanova, 4 shots. 3-pointers, 8-4. Villanova. So not getting or turning the ball over and not getting those possessions to get shots up, they matter.
James Breeding telling us what many of you already knew at home, but it was a quick review, and we credit them for that. The other factor, Villanova, you touched on it, just the fact that they've defended so well without fouling is something else that's a telling stat in that first half.
When was the last time Wisconsin went without a free throw attempt in the first half?
A long time.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. And they got guards that can penetrate and get to the rim. Boyd trying to do that here.
I tell you what, though, this backline rotation by Villanova is superb and beautiful patience, but there's Hodge right there to take it away.
Blackwell on the putback, counted and a foul. And some of the Badgers rise to their feet after that much-needed basket for John Blackwell out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and Brother Rice High School.
Well, this right here, he was determined to get to the basket. I mean, he needed something to go through, okay? The offensive rebound, instead of settling, put his head down and got to the paint. You like trivia?
I do.
Famous college and NBA player, played in the Big Ten, went to Brother Rice High School back in the day.
Oh, but there's so many. Come on now.
Oh, point guard.
Oh, okay.
I'll narrow it. Point guard.
You're going to win that one. There's too many for me to remember.
He had initials as his nickname. Oh, Brennan got inside. Bielska's. You ready?
Give it to me.
B.J. Armstrong.
Oh, man. Absolutely.
Now, in high school.
So good, yeah.
Oh, wait. In high school, he played with 2 7-footers who were twins on his team at Brother Rice.
Yeah. Bielska's got the foul, his second. You remember, in those days, everyone in the Big Ten had tremendous guard play. I mean, tremendous guard play.
You had bigs.
And
you had
the bigs to go with it. Yeah. BJ was the ultimate distributor. I remember going in to watch and call one of his games in Bloomington against Bob Knight, and Bob was pulling his hair out by the end of the game. Iowa had it rolling. Dr. Tom's.
The 89 year when you had.
Yep.
I mean, 8 teams, maybe 8 teams.
Yeah. And of course, 2 in the Final Four with Illinois and Michigan.
Yeah,
who
but
had
it was
a magnificent semifinal, you might recall, in Seattle.
Yeah, maybe it was a 6 teams in the Sweet 16. I think it was something like that. Yeah. Minnesota, Michigan State, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana. Oh, great defense.
Rejected by Hodge. And it's taken away by Perkins.
They got numbers. Blackwell is still hovering in the backcourt.
Lindsay. Boyd got most of that one. He's asking him for a review, but they're not going to do that. He's asking him for an appeal.
No.
They're not going to do it just yet. Lead is up to 14. They need to put a dent into this cushion here in the next 8 minutes. Lewis. Not this time. Here come the Badgers. No numbers.
That's excellent transition defense that time, but look at Blackwell. See, if you keep the ball moving, though, even though Villanova got back, it may be a little gap, and that time Blackwell able to receive, and once again, not settle for a jump shot, put his head down 2 feet in the paint.
That's what they needed to get more scoops to the hoop. Finally getting some buckets off turnovers, and with that pressure,
they're going to take a look at this.
Looks they are, yeah, they are going to take a look at it.
Well, Bryce Lindsey and Andrew Rohde kind of got entangled, and they're looking at a possible flagrant foul here on Bryce Lindsey.
We'll take a timeout while they take a look at it. The results of that when we return. We welcome you back to the Milwaukee Hoops Showdown. Wisconsin Badgers trying to put a dent into this double-digit lead of Villanova's, and while we were away, the review of the potential flagrant one was ruled common foul. A little bit of an acting job there as Rohde hit the deck.
Well, you can see early on, it looks like the arm gets up into the face, but Rohde acting was superb. It looked like he got hit with the elbow, was more so in the chest. James Reading, the rest of the crew able to cycle through that and realize that it wasn't.
So no foul, the fans letting them know about it. They really appreciated the thespian qualities of Rohde.
Yeah, they want a little bit of anything right now.
Andrew out of Brookfield, Wisconsin, a favorite son of the Badgers team and their fan base. Caden Lewis. With 1 on the clock, that one comes off the back iron. It doesn't fall for Hodge. Beat, Boyd. And he's going to get contact and a foul.
Whatever was said to the Badgers team at halftime is working from Coach Greg Gard, which is attack. You've seen it from John Blackwell. Now you see it from Nick Boyd, not settling. Now, if you get something off of dribble penetration, you can spray it out for the three. Of course, you take it. But it looks like there's an early emphasis on using the bounce and dribble to attack this Villanova defense.
Yeah, I wanted to say this about Greg because he's really one of the really good guys in the profession. And when you step into those size 22s of a guy like Bo Ryan, who had such success, that 2015 team he had that took down Calipari's undefeated Kentucky in the semifinals of the Final Four, those are big shoes. And he has been just continuing with a program that's very proud, and Ides of March have always been a part of Wisconsin basketball.
Yeah, but also understanding the winds of change.
Oh, yeah.
The conventional swing offense had to be adjusted to the modern game.
Oh, Lewis, that's a beautiful move using the window.
Lewis able to navigate his way down the lane and get inside. Use that left hand off the glass. Tough shot. Made it look kind of easy.
Hodge knocked that one away with 19 on the shot clock.
Just from Wisconsin, you think you got a little momentum going for yourself. Here comes this Nova team. Which guard is it going to be? Well, this time it's a young freshman. Caden Lewis able to use the glass softly.
The history and tradition of these two proud programs, and the beat goes on for both.
Yeah, they do.
Post J and post Bo.
Yeah, I mean, not easy. Both very successful coaches. I think that Kevin Willard has a little bit easier because he wasn't the guy after the guy.
Exactly.
But, you know, you find your own lane, and you can't duplicate. It's hard to duplicate what those two coaches put into play and the legacy left.
Matt Hodge gets his second foul. That's the fourth team foul against Villanova. By the way, very quietly in this game, Duke Brennan on his way to a double-double. He's got 7 points, 10 boards, 3 assists in this game. Duke Brennan is the cousin of Arizona's head football coach. And his late cousin, Colt, was a star quarterback and a Heisman Trophy finalist. Brent Brennan, of course, the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, had a marvelous year in the Big 12 this season in football. Nice work inside. And Nolan Winter, who had 10 in the first half, gets his first bucket of the second, and we're down to 10. And the natives in Wisconsin are being heard from. Winter is 5 for 5 from the floor, has not missed. Hodge giving it up. As you like to say, there's a reason you're open, right?
Yep.
And trying to run it down. Out of bounds, it'll belong to Villanova as Winter hit the deck. He's been all over the place, gets up a little gingerly.
I mean, but excellent job. 6 of the 9 points here in this second half early for Wisconsin have come in the paint. And that time, Boyd put more pressure on the defense. Able to drop a nice little dime to Winter. Young junior right there was able to 7-footer. I mean, was able to capitalize off that penetration.
Just watching Brennan off the ball, he knows his role. Lewis
Got to his
stop
spot.
and
Got to his
pop.
spot.
Oh yeah.
Got to his spot. You know, for a freshman, a lot of poise, and where you see it, Tim, he doesn't turn the ball over a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the beauty of being able to have him handle the ball a lot, high usage, is that you trust his decision making.
Yeah. And when he gets the ball on the dribble around the elbow, just like Kenny Anderson, he's really effective.
Yeah, that little pull-up jump shot.
Yeah. Blackwell trying to get a show and go, quickly doubled. Winner again. Oh! Chestnuts roasting on an open fire in the land of the Cheeseheads. Nolan is 6 of 6. 3 trays. Wisconsin getting tough now, not allowing those lanes. Askew forces one up. Rhodey the rebound. Blackwell foul.
And that's that point of attack defense. Rhodey did not give ground force. Askew, who made a tough shot like that in the first half, missed this one. And watch this. Baseline. The double team comes. The late rotation in Winter. It's a little bit different when it's hot in the wintertime, man.
Yeah,
it feels
good.
It feels good.
5 fouls in 6 minutes now committed by Villanova. They've been relatively foul-free prior to that time.
Well, if you're Wisconsin, you're smart. There you go. You want to attack and get yourself into penalty early in this second half.
No look pass by Boyd. And Winter, of course he gets the roll. A little shooter's touch. The iron kind, the nylon soft, and they're on their feet in whiskey. Winner again. Great defensive work.
But Tim, we're talking about, the rotation and back line of Villanova so much. You can't discount right here. Winter read this out completely as the ball is in the air right there. Winter was on his high horse to be able to meet Brennan early and up in the air to contest. And eventually be able to knock the ball off of Brennan. And now the crowd finally, like you said, this pro-Wisconsin crowd is up on their feet and behind this team to keep this momentum here in the second half going.
It's been keyed by Winter, too. He's got 7 points in the last 2.5 minutes. And as we mentioned, he was the only Badger in double figures at halftime. And a foul by Askew.
And Winter got hit, too.
Sure did. They didn't see it. Guard was up about that, and then the foul was committed against the guard by Askew.
Oh, that took the win out. That took the win out of him right there.
Sure did. And guard asking Edwin Young, one of our 3 officials. This is a solid crew, a veteran crew. James Breeding, DJ Carstensen, and Edwin Young. Looked to me like an arm, sort of an arm bar maneuver that got him in the solar plexus.
Well, it's one of those things as a guard, you're going to reach out and try to feel where your opponent is at. Okay, like right there.
Yeah.
And the extension part of it may get Askew the penalty.
Right.
It's different if he kind of went into it and embraced it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't see any malice either.
No. Well, sometimes it's not about the malice more so than the intent. It's more so about the action.
Yeah.
I thought maybe at the end because of the extension.
Yeah.
But
look at that, though, statistically, 16 fouls against Villanova, only 2 against Wisconsin. So after that particular foul, we're talking about the bonus in play for Wisconsin the rest of the way. And the Badgers have been relatively foul-free. It'll take a while for Villanova to get there.
Well, and the Badgers, too, have been driving the ball consistently here in this second half. So look for that to continue, and I love it right now. Let's get a little tough, you know, in the right way.
Tafari Kapari getting a little body lean on Winter, and James Breeding had to get in there and break him up. Brody. Boyd. Tough bounce pass entry, and it's turned away by Villanova. Kapari, not there. Rejected again. Bielska's got this one.
Yeah, but how about the job by Winter? Straight up and straight down, and then Boyd.
Beep! He's like a road runner. Boyd, and the lead is down to 5. A 7-love scoring run. Timeout coming. to 38. The lead was at one time 15. It's down to 5. And let's go in the huddle of Villanova and Kevin Willard.
You guys ain't playing nearly enough energy at this level. You're not playing with nearly enough energy. Like, you got to protect the rim, though, my man. Like, my man, if you ain't going to be out there protecting the rim, let's go. All right, they had their run. Everybody relax.
Listen, the energy, too, is this. They had it in the first half.
Yeah.
You're not needing what Wisconsin is bringing right now. And let me tell you something. When a coach tells you what you do wrong, what you're doing wrong, and hits you with my man twice, that means you way out of pocket right now. You better get it together.
Yeah. Or is that motivator known as the bench maybe in play?
I'm trying to tell you, my man, come sit next to me.
Tyler Perkins on a post-up. He quiets the crowd just a bit. And it's 45-38. In the last 4 minutes, Wisconsin's leading on the glass 6-2. That has certainly played a role in what they've accomplished. That and the scorching of the nets by Nolan Winter.
Yeah, a little zone defense here. Boded well for Villanova in that first half, and there it is right there. Got the steal, right? A lot of hands in the area. You got to make sure that pass hits the deck and bounces up. If not, you see what happens with those quick hands of Villanova.
Yeah, and you got two bigs playing small when they have a bounce pass entry too, right?
That's right, yep.
Bryce Lindsey looks for help. Shot clock down to 5. On the overplay, It's knocked out of bounds by Blackwell. So with 4 on the shot clock, Villanova triggers it in underneath their own hoop.
Well, and didn't get it. Didn't get the steal, but now forcing Villanova with a short shot clock to take the ball out of bounds.
Wildcats spread the wealth early. They've not hit a 3 so far in the second half.
Yep. And Wisconsin hasn't settled for a 3, and there it is.
Boyd, he hit him with the crossover, and Bryce Lindsey knew he was beaten, had to commit the foul. And it is bonus time as Villanova commits their 7th team foul.
I tell you what, if I'm shooting like Nick Boyd 83% from the line, I'm trying to get there each and every time I can.
Absolutely.
And what it allows you to do with the clock stop, you make your 2, the clock is stopped, you cut into the lead, but then more importantly, you're able to set your defense, but you got to make them.
Yep. In the bonus with 11:03 to go. That is significant. Perkins not there. Winter the rebound. He's up to 11 now. Very little he hasn't done. Boyd, a bit of a whirling dervish. Fortunate that Winter was there to get it for him. Rhodey all the way to the rack, and it's deflected. Loose ball. And
They
got a foul. I think they got Rhodey maybe that time.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yep.
Good hustle, though. I tell you what, beautiful one-on-one defense by Askew on this side of the court. And Blackwell tried to rip through and get to the baseline. Again, attention to detail to the scouting report.
They actually got Biauskas with that, which is significant. That's his 3rd.
How did he get that one? Did he push somebody into?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
There it is.
Rhodey's upset with himself. He's also got a headache. He got the brunt of the blow.
Yeah.
Only good news was he didn't get the foul.
Hey, brother, this floor don't give.
No.
That's why it's best that you stay up off of it as much as you can. Beautiful driving kick.
Oh, Perkins. Well, the coach said they've had their run.
And he said, just relax.
Yeah.
They've had it. You knew the home team was going to do that.
Well, on the ball fake, it's lost out of bounds by Austin Rapp.
Just in the nick of time, this has been a void in the game for Villanova in the second half, which is a 3, and finally able to knock one in off some superb dribble penetration. Again, the zone paying huge dividends for Villanova, causing another turnover by the Badgers.
And Villanova's answering the bell, when you think about it, without a Caden Lewis on the floor.
But you have quality, experienced guards, and that's the beauty of what Coach Dillard has been able to do.
Oh, that one was thrown up off the hip, and the follow for Hodge. Lindsey just decided, I'm going to get it on the rim, and something good will happen, and it's a 7-0 run now for Villanova. And the lead is back up to 12. Points off turnovers have been huge for Villanova tonight.
Yep, 8-2 and second chance points, too, for Villanova there. And Blackwell able to finally find some freedom in the corner.
That is his favorite spot on the floor, too. 50-41, under 9 remaining, and a 9-point lead for Villanova. Blackwell up to 8 points, all of them in this half. Perkins.
A good contest. Winter.
Boyd almost lost his balance at midcourt. Was able to recover. Janicki gives it up to Winter. His first miss off the back iron. It was on target. Just a little too strong. Lindsey. Winter gets the rebound. He's favoring his left ankle a little bit as he comes down with that rebound.
You know what? Even when he shot that last three,
He did.
It came up gingerly. Even when he went up for his extension on the shot.
Blackwell, tough shot. Well, I'd say Mr. Blackwell has come alive, wouldn't you? 10 points all this half. And again, they rise to attention here at Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee. That's a pilfer. That could be. Yep, and it is. James Breeding just called it. Intentional foul, a.k.a. F1 is what they call it these days. Did not make a play for the ball. Got him around the hips. So free throws and the ball when we come back for Wisconsin. We talk about pivotal moments, Jim. 50-43 our score, 7:02 left. But when you're frustrated as a player and you commit this kind of foul, not making a play on the ball, and that's what happened here with Askew, and you just impede the progress of the player, that means free throws plus the ball. I mean, that's tough.
Well, first of all, outstanding defense by Nick Boyd.
Yes.
Tie up.
Yes.
Devin Askew getting to the basket. You would think that Askew, being a graduate senior, that he would understand that you can't make that play, because what happens here, if Boyd is able to make these free throws, you get the ball back.
Could be a 4 or 5 point swing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At a critical juncture of the game, and not only the point swing, but the momentum swing.
Yeah.
Crowd is back into the game.
Right.
But
that's difficult to take, and he's an 83% free throw shooter. He's missed 2, and both have been short.
Yep.
He's shaking his head like, really? How does that happen? It was a really good conversation with him today. You're right. He's seen a lot of ball and can handle and overcome more than most.
Well, but also he recognized that this team, as close-knit as they are as a group, still has a way to go on the court to develop the kind of continuity, especially on the defensive end of the court, that's really going to make them a threat in the Big Ten this year. And Blackwell finding his stroke, baby.
Take that. 50-47, one possession game. And a standing O in Badgerland. 9-0 run, answering a 7-0 run for Villanova. Great move. Great move.
Beautiful pass. Beautiful pocket pass that time by Lewis. I mean, you're talking about putting it on a string and on a dime. As soon as he came off, and Blackwell must have got hit after the play. But watch this. Come back off the screen. Drop it right in between where Renner was at in the late rotation by Blackwell. This is where he gets hit. Watch it right here. The elbow coming down in the face of Blackwell. Unintentional.
Right.
But in the line of fire at that time, caught the worst of that exchange. And he has to sit out, I think, a possession. That's what the official James Breeding is saying.
Yeah.
He's taking him out real quick.
And Brennan, by the way, with that pick and then the slip was beautiful, and it was his elbow that got him.
Well, I tell you what, and that play is so difficult to defend in the middle of the court when you have shooters on the sides, because you can't help in as much off of that. And Winter was kind of like in between, playing a little drop coverage. Didn't show all the way, so they opened it up for that gap pass.
Jones has come in, number 13 in white. Rhodey, number 7, also on the deck, with Rapp, Boyd, and Winter. Blackwell sits, having scored 13 this half. Jones, yes, sir. Off the window pane, 52-49. Those are Wisconsin's first bench points of the night. Lewis. That runner won't go. On the deck, loose ball. Rhodey comes out of there with it. Boyd.
Oh, the crowd was waiting for that one, man. But that's how you run the fast breaks. You get it down, you sink the defense, shrink it a little bit. Now your trailer is wide open for a three. Boyd just not able to cap it off.
Yeah, the veteran Boyd really wanted that one. But you can tell the confidence level for the Badgers has really picked up on both ends as Rhodey picks up a foul. Been a tough night for him. Nova has led this game for 33 minutes. Wisconsin, not at all. And sometimes when you wait this long to get over the hump, maybe tie the game or take the lead, the anxiety can grow over time. And we're under the 5-minute mark left in this game.
Well, but it's been the energy.
Yeah.
I mean, here in the second half, look, Villanova is 7 for 23.
Yep.
Okay, 1 for 7 from behind the three-point line. So the defense, you got to give credit to Wisconsin for locking in. It was too many open shots in that first half by Villanova. Not the case in the second half.
And Blackwell, after taking one of the chops, is back on the floor. He's got 13 in this half. Lewis deflected away, recovered, and the foul will go on Blackwell.
And what a smart play that time by Perkins. Not only did he keep his eye on the ball, aware of the shot clock is going down, immediately put this shot up right here.
Yeah.
Felt the contact, got it up.
And Blackwell got his third.
Yeah, the junior guard, Lorden VA. He went to Penn for a reason. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, early on.
The IQ is good.
IQ is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. On the floor and off.
And that's a big play, too. Think about
sure
it. If you don't get that.
That was a bailout foul. Really.
You know, Wisconsin has that rebound only down to possession.
Absolutely. And in a lot of ways, Blackwell was just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, having just made a great deflection on the shot that enabled the loose ball to be picked up by Perkins. Oh, the iron kind with a little shooter's touch at the free throw line. 17 on the night for Perkins. Gapari checks back in, and Brennan sits down.
Yeah, give Brennan a quick little rest, knowing he's going to have to finish out this game. So Kevin Willard can sneak some quality minutes here for Brennan.
Boyd lost it. He was trying to blow by, but Mr. I can't drive but wear 55 had something else in mind. Lewis comes away with a pilfer. And Rhodey's going to commit the foul. Lewis loved that ISO situation. And he'll get to the line when we come back. Oh, this is fun, isn't it? Happy holidays. Jason Benetti and Sarah Kustok will have that for you.
That's an early game.
Yeah, it's an early game.
A 10:30 start.
Yeah, I don't think Raft could make one of those. I'm thinking Bill might opt out.
You know what, though? Raft is a trooper, though, man. I tell you who won't opt out is Nolan Winter, especially in the second half and the whole game. He's kind of done a little bit of everything. Again, the scouting report is like, okay, we can't allow the guards to beat us.
Yeah.
The bigs can get some shots, then we'll make the adjustment. I tell you what, Nolan Winter, he's in this second half, just 3 for 4, 1 for 2 in the second half.
You know, upon further review, you're right. Raftery would never give up a check.
Never give up
Never
a
give
check.
a check.
He may not pay for one, but he ain't giving one up. See, when you used to getting stuff free for a long time,
absolutely.
Paying for it just is out of the question.
It's a great event. You'll enjoy it. I was honored to be on hand for it last year when those 4 teams got together. Lindsay. Not there. Tapped out. Boyd. Open gates. Lewis is back. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Using the rim as a shield. He goes reversal. And here we go. 54, 51. He's the maestro. Pulling the strings. Lewis tries to answer. Blackwell rips it down. Badgers have never led and haven't been tied since nada. Boyd needs some help.
Plenty of time on the clock. Get you a good shot here.
Blackwell, a blow by. He ran right into a roadblock named Brennan.
And keep in mind, Brennan he's allowed that space. As long as he stays vertical, and Blackwell's coming to him. As I thought that was a really good non-call.
Oh, yeah.
By the officials.
That was a great stop. Could be big. Wisconsin got within 3 points 3 times this half.
A great box out Rhodey. That time on Hodge. Underneath.
Well, this is a 4th opportunity for them to tie this game, and we're at the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, but if you can get a 2, if you can get inside, get it. Nice back door.
Oh, big time! Great find from Winter. If he's not scoring, he's dealing. 54-53.
But what you can't do is fall into the trap that the player, like Nick Boyd, is just going to come off the screen. You got to get up underneath him and force him. Tyler Perkins back up. That time he jumped on top. Smart play, empty corner. Now you're able to get back door. Winter put it right where Boyd can just catch, eye it up, and finish. So excellent read and react that time by the Badgers.
I got to tell you, Winter's been outstanding. He's had 5 double-doubles this year. That's tied for most in the Big Ten. And he led the Badgers in rebounding a year ago. His assists tonight have been as effective as his scoring. And in this half, Villanova 26% from the floor, just 1 of 10 from downtown.
Well, the defense now has ratcheted up. The offensive rebounds have come down a little bit here in the second half.
They did.
Those second shot opportunities.
Yeah.
And also, Wisconsin, look at the turnovers.
Right.
13. Okay, so they had 8 at halftime, only 5 this half. But the points off of turnovers. Villanova not able to capitalize like they were in the first half.
And you see the foul difficulty. Askew, the only player with 4. And there are 3 Badgers with 3, and probably wouldn't come into play unless we go to an extra session, which is entirely possible, if not probable.
Yeah, you think about only 4 points this half. Points off of turnovers. Villanova had 10, so capitalizing off the miscues for Wisconsin. So like I said, that halftime talk by Coach Greg Gard.
Oh, yeah. Very effective.
Very effective.
Very effective.
Still got a lot of time, minute 46. This is when you got to value your possessions. Can't turn it over. You got to play defense without fouling.
They were down by as much as 15 in the first half. Huge possession here for Villanova. Great pass to Brennan. And he got it up and over Biauskas. 56-53. And a quick timeout by Greg Gard.
Well, this is where you lean into your point guard or off guard to be able to make some plays. Lindsey, by keeping his dribble, Biauskas that time had to come over just a little bit too much. And the patience on the offense allowed Brennan to be able to catch right in the middle of the lane for a nice little jump hook. Big time play that time by the Wildcats.
As you look at the scoring by half, big second half for Wisconsin. We mentioned both teams in the bonus the rest of the way, but Villanova got into a situation where Wisconsin was in the bonus very early. The Badgers really have not made them pay for that. And if it turns out to be a Wildcats victory, it's something in the box score that will haunt the Badgers.
Well, I tell you what, this is a perfect opportunity as the ball exchanges from side to side. We saw a backdoor cut by Nick Boyd, also a slip screen by Biliauskas or Winter could also be effective against this Villanova team.
Uh-oh, Lewis took it away from Boyd, and he took it away again. What a remarkable defensive play. Boyd really upset with himself. They'll shoot a 1-and-1 coming up.
They're playing with it a little bit too much in that time. Quick hands by Lewis. Boyd thought he had it.
I mean, that's good on good right there. And Greg Gard quickly called Boyd over, telling him to get his head up. He's not accustomed to having that happen. A rare miss at the line for Lewis. The door's still open. Can Wisconsin get there? Blackwell is fouled. Boy, he'll enjoy the whirlpool tonight. He's taken a couple of big-time blows, both on defense and right here when taking it to the 10.
Well, at that time, Lewis didn't need to reach because you had Hodge coming over to assist you inside. So forced Blackwell to have to make a shot, a difficult one in the lane.
Well, 2 shots here, and with the next personal, we're talking double bonus. These are Wisconsin's first free throws in the last 6+ minutes.
And I look Villanova to bleed the clock a little bit, probably going to that 2-man game.
Oh. Last touch by Villanova. Looked as though Biauskas had gotten the offensive rebound. Then it looked like it might be turned over, but it's out of bounds to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think Lewis got his hand on it at the end, and right now the young freshman coming out. Bring in Tyler Perkins, the lone remaining player from last year's squad, into the lineup.
Defensive or offensive substitutions late. Particularly if we go into overtime, and as we mentioned, that is a distinct possibility.
Yeah, it's a tough place to get the ball in right there in that coffin corner.
Blackwell working on Perkins. Biauskas finds Winter baseline. Oh, he short-armed it. Got it back. Hello. How do you do? We're tied at 56. First tie since it was 2-2.
Well, first you don't succeed. try again. And this beautiful pass inside. Winter did leave it short, but how about that? What they said, never save it underneath the basket, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, and I feel for Matt Hodge.
But you look, Hodge thought he had Perkins right there. Perkins slipped over. You talking about the year of giving. Oh, that was a gift like no other.
And as great as Biauskas has played tonight, Winter has played tonight, that's one that he'd live with a baseline.
That's right.
I mean, teardrop.
2-footer.
Yeah. And he short-armed it.
Yeah, well, it was a 2-footer. He shot 1 foot. Okay. But because of the hustle and probably not the play you want by Hodge, Wisco got another chance to capitalize now. There's 1.6-second differential between the big clock and the shot clock. What's been successful for Villanova has been that middle pick and roll with Brennan being the screen guy, going to the right side by the guard, seeing if they can get a slip for him inside the lane.
We were looking at our reset. Important to note that each team has 1 timeout remaining. Only 1. If a foul committed by Villanova, it's 2 shots for Wisconsin. Just a regular bonus opportunity, 1-and-1, should Wisconsin foul Villanova. So that's something else to keep your mind on. Well, you talk about big for Wisconsin. This is a Villanova team that in the net is at 35. This would be a much-needed quad 1 win for them were they to pick it up. It really bolster their feelings going into the rough and tumble Big Ten. will tell you the story here. They added 1 second, so it's a 2-second differential rather than 1.
I'll probably talk around 10 seconds. 8.
On the switch, he's got Rhodey now rather than Boyd. Launches. Not there. Loose ball. Hodge lost it. We are going to overtime. Yeah, that possibility became a probability, and now we've got something definite. An extra session for your holiday season and enjoyment.
Yeah, and that's excellent defense by Rhodey, too. Not allowing Lewis to kind of get to his comfort zone. Didn't overcommit on the challenge of the shot to commit a foul.
See, I love that when you watch a really quality basketball team defensively. They know when to switch, and they got no problem switching. You know, a lot of times you'd see a player like Boyd on Lewis, you think, oh, gosh, they're going to go ahead and switch. But Rhodey was up to the task.
Well, I mean, but that's at the end of the game, you're going to switch everything, you know, to make sure you keep the ball in front of you. That's why I'm surprised that that middle screen and roll, even with the switch, Brennan may have a smaller player on him.
Right.
Free throw line extended, may get a better look on that shot. But it is what it is. Excellent job by Wisconsin.
The difference in this half, Winter continued to play great, but Mr. Blackwell came back, and he came back big time.
Well, you know, he didn't let the frustration of the first half carry over to the second. And I think when he came out in the second half, the ability for him not just to be a shooter, but to put the ball on the deck and attack, the mentality changed for him. And that sense also changed for the Badgers.
Yeah.
But give credit to the defensive side of the court. Yes, Wisconsin scored the ball, you know, but it was the defense in that second half that, and them valuing the basketball, not turning it over, which got us to this point where now we're going into overtime.
And you had to know he was playing with a chip on his shoulder. He was 1 of 11 at Nebraska, and he went scoreless in the first half here. And so in the second, he just came out firing away and doing all the other things on the defensive end of the floor to go with it.
Well, but he wasn't just forcing up shots. He allowed the offense to work for him, not against him, especially when the ball came to him on that second side. He felt that he had an advantage, put his head down smartly, got to his spots, got to the free throw line, and then guess what? Once that ball trickles through the net a couple times, it loosens it up for that 3 ball to now go in where he's 2 for 3.
Yeah. You'd have to say, coming into this game, Villanova to this point in the season had taken care of their business. You know, losing in the season opener to BYU and then Michigan. BYU's an excellent team, a lot of veterans, and of course Michigan a juggernaut. But this is another one. We talk about the importance of the game for Wisconsin to get a quad 1 win. Villanova probably thinking, hey, forget the numbers. We need this game just as badly as they do.
Well, especially when you had the lead for the majority of the game.
Yeah. 33 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
38 minutes for Nolan Winter. Boyd has played 36 for the Badgers as well. Lindsey, count it.
Beautiful play.
Big time triple.
Yeah, beautiful play called patience. Lindsey timed it perfectly. When to come off the down screen. I think there was an extra screen right there by Brennan to get him open. There was miscommunication.
Yeah.
Biliauskas, and boy, watch this play here. It's go to the strong side, watch the play come up, and Rhodey that time got confused. He wanted to shoot the gap, but he knew he better not. And at the end, that little delay caused Lindsey enough time to get open.
Lindsey with his first field goal since the opening minute of the game. And there's a foul underneath.
And that's that slip screen.
Yep. And Hodge will get to the line.
What the difficulty of the strip screen is this. You have to get underneath the switch. And that time it looked like there's a little confusion between Boyd and Winter on whether to switch or stay, because Winter stayed. That allowed Hodge to get free. But even if they switched, guess what? Boyd would be on top of Hodge, and the slip probably would still be open. Maybe not as a clean look, as much of a clean look.
Woes at the free throw line. If you think about it, that tough miss by Lewis late in the game is why we're playing overtime right now. He had a chance to put the baby away in regulation. 1 minute gone in overtime, and the lead is 4 for Villanova. Rhodey to a wide open Biauskas. Too strong. Rebound to Winter. Oh, he almost turned it over.
Oh,
yeah, I see some reluctant shooters out there now for Wisconsin.
Not even that, just decision.
Yeah.
That time, Rhodey with the errant pass, not sure what he wanted to do, kind of not allowing Winter to get set before making that pass, and bodies on the deck.
Timeout was called on the deck by Wisconsin.
10 seconds left on the short clock.
So the Badgers get the timeout. 3:29 remaining in the overtime. I don't know if you've noticed this, but since that short-armed shot on the baseline, Winter has turned down shots since then. You know, sometimes the confidence level of play is kind of...
But he made the next one.
He did. He did. But you wonder sometimes if those misses that seem absurd are in the head of a player when you turn down an open look in overtime, as he did a moment ago.
Well, maybe he didn't feel comfortable.
That was an issue you never had, John.
No, at all. You either go make or miss it. As long as you get the shots you want, you know, you got to live with the results.
There's the game reset. Villanova's next foul will put Wisconsin into the double bonus. See, the possession arrow belongs to Wisconsin on a tie ball. It's important to maintain possession and get that timeout, as Blackwell did, while spread eagle on the deck. I mean, Winters, you think about this, he's not rested at all since the second half started. He's been out there full tilt. That's a lot of minutes for a big fella to play. Same thing for Boyd.
About 40 minutes right now.
A lot of minutes.
Yeah. I tell you what, as a player, though, that's what you want. Don't take me out. I want to. I did all this running in the, you know, in the summertime and the conditioning drills.
Yeah.
You know, now you got to be smart. These timeouts allow you to catch your breath, so you don't make those fatigue mistakes or fatigue fouls. But one thing I wanted to do was be on the court. And I know Winter definitely wants to finish this thing out the right way. At 3:29 left, Wisconsin down 4. Villanova got the ball with 10 seconds. You got to be sure of these passes now. I mean,
they've really denied those pick and roll and pick and pop opportunities for him in the last few minutes.
Greg Gard is really good underneath out of bounds for getting a high quality look.
Boyd will trigger it in.
Yep.
That's the guy you want to have it. Baseline drive. Blackwell reversal. Too strong. A near pilfer by Rhodey. Goes after it again.
And that play was designed to get Blackwell one-on-one on the right side with a strong hand to rip it through the baseline.
Lindsay. Icicles. Count the basket. And a foul underneath.
Yeah, it's on Brennan.
Well, 2 trays in the overtime for Lindsay that are huge. The lead to 7. But as you mentioned, the foul.
And now watch it right here. As Brennan goes down, Winter steps in front.
Oh, yeah.
The foul after the basket is on 24, Scoot Brennan.
Yeah, I think that stays in place.
Yeah.
Winter did a great job of anticipating that.
The three-point basket by Villanova is good. The call on the floor is a foul on Villanova 24. The previous play is under review for a potential flagrant foul.
Now let's take a look and see if there's any movement
I don't know about a
to
flagrant.
the upper body.
I mean, it's a common foul. He ran into him. I don't know about a flagrant. And I guess it's the elbow that they have to take a look at, just like they did, early in the game with the elbow.
Yeah.
There's the contact right there.
Yeah.
And it didn't hit the face or the throat.
No.
It got up above, like the shoulder, so it should just be a common foul. But it's a one free throw.
Yeah, DJ Carstensen.
Call on the floor of a foul on Villanova 24 stands. Wisconsin number 31 will shoot 2 shots. It is not a flagrant
2
foul.
shots. Well, I mean, 2 shots. Dead ball foul. Well, not a dead ball because his live ball, the ball was in the air.
But the 10th team foul.
Yep.
And so 2 shots coming the rest of the way now. When any common foul is committed by Villanova, Wisconsin will get 2 with the double bonus.
Oh, short.
Those are big misses. Big misses.
Winner, you played a lot of minutes. You got to use your legs just a little bit more. That one came up short.
Yeah, that was fatigue.
Let's see if he bends him a little bit more up and over.
Oh.
Every part of that.
Yep. Touched it all. So 2-possession game, 63-57.
Well, Lindsey's on that right side. He's been using these screens.
Askew on the deck, along with Hodge, Lindsey, Perkins, and Brennan for Villanova. Brennan again with a slip. Same play. The lane was left free, and they made him pay. 9-1 run in the last 2 minutes of this OT. Now Wisconsin really needs to step up and become productive on this end. Blackwell for 3.
Short.
Hodge the rebound. Boy, you talk about gutting it out. Villanova gutting this one out. Nova 3 of 3 in the overtime.
And 2 of those makes have been 3 balls. And that's what's opened up that slip screen. And look at this.
Oh, beautiful scoop to the hoop by Hodge. And the lead catapults to 10. An overtime blowout for Villanova. After working so hard to send this to overtime, the Wildcats shutting the door.
Well, Timmy B, when you're protecting the midpoint line, the middle is going to be wide open. We talked about the slip screen being there all day. Blackwell kind of in between because he's guarding Tyler Perkins in the corner. The beautiful hesitation. The ball fake by Devin Askew freezes the defense. And this time, Boyd able to navigate his way through. Brennan clearing the lane a little bit here. Not impeding the progress, but got a piece. That's a big screen right
big
there
time.
on Winter.
And by the way, whether it's Hodge or it's Brennan, those slip screens have been dynamic. And thinking of Brennan for a second, because he's been such a vital part of this run for Villanova to withstand the Wisconsin run in the second half. He came in off a tremendous performance, the transfer out of Grand Canyon College. 8 of 8 from the floor, 8 of 12 at the line in that victory against Pitt. And he just picked up right where he left off in tonight's game.
But he's playing his role. Have we seen Brennan take a rush or force shot?
No.
At all.
Not at all.
So he utilizes the guard play to his advantage, knowing the more shots they make on the perimeter, the more space I'm going to have to work with and be open because of that.
I'm thinking about Jay Wright, who you know, because he's not here, is watching. He's watching. He's got to be just enamored with Villanova's overtime run. They are 4 for 4 from the floor. Great execution in this overtime period. Still time remaining. And that was a must. Winter again.
That beautiful play coming out. That timeout underneath out of bounds. And right here, got to get the ball in.
Had to have it. Boyd nearly got that one stolen. Dangerous pass. And now they get it across the timeline. And we'll wait for the given foul. And Blackwell picks up number 4.
Right, and keep in mind, Villanova, this is a team that shoots at 70% from the free throw line. So that's a tricky pass right there to get over, and Askew almost traveled with the ball.
He was just waiting to be fouled. He knew it was coming.
Tyler Perkins 72% on the year from the line.
Still
it's not guaranteed.
Yep, 1-1.
I told you.
Yep.
Not guaranteed, man.
Such a difference when you're not in the double bonus late. Wisconsin is on this end of the floor. Blackwell off the pick. Just off the front iron, and Hodge is fouled.
And I don't think I mean, right there, I think this is an opportunity for Wisconsin. Villanova doesn't want to foul. So why bail them out with a three-point shot when you can come off that screen and try to attack them?
Yeah.
They do not want to foul. So they'll give up a 2 before they want to let you have a three-point shot. You got to understand that a minute is a long time in the game.
Time and score.
Well, one, you score, you set your defense. You almost got to steal before. Villanova could do that, could turn it over. But you're so quick to want to get the big shot instead of extending the game and putting the pressure on Villanova to have to get the ball inbound.
Well, this redshirt freshman that couldn't play last year because the transcripts were insufficient. He has been a vital part of what the Wildcats have accomplished tonight. Blackwell again from downtown. Rhodey the long rebound. He'll pump it up. Count it. Lead down to 6. And they're looking for a tie ball in the corner. Not going to get it. Foul instead. Now, Villanova, Jim, has had 7 trips on the offensive end, and they've scored on 6 of them.
I'll tell you what, some flawless execution offensively in this overtime. You know, Kevin Willard diagrams the play. These young men execute it.
Looking at that schedule, that Seton Hall team's not playing too poorly. That won't be an easy one as the Big East schedule gets rolling. And think about Kevin Willard now back in the Big East, coaching against his old team. He helped build that Seton Hall program into something special before leaving for Maryland. And Shaheen Holloway's gotten their attention in New Jersey. All these guards for Villanova have really, over time, taken care of business.
Wow, great defense on backside by Askew.
Yeah, and they've just been really solid in defending the interior, haven't they?
Well, they have been. I mean, it's a reason why Coach Willard made it a point. Oh, that did go off a boy, to shore up his backcourt first. Oh, but they didn't challenge it, so. But they did change the call.
Yeah, they changed
the call.
It. Yep.
And now you bring in Lewis as another ball handler. You got to get somebody out the game.
You got to also believe whom to foul, because once that ball is triggered inbounds, the time is your biggest enemy right now if you're Wisconsin, and it'll be Devin Askew that gets to the strike. And on the season, he's only 4 or 5 at the free throw line on the season, so not many trips there, but he's made the majority of them. One more out of conference for Wisconsin with Central Michigan and then Milwaukee. And then the Boilermakers get their Big Ten schedule going. And once you get into the Big Ten, it's not for the faint of heart.
Never has been. Never has been. And, you know, talking to Coach Willard, talking about being in the Big Ten, the difficulty is that you're playing against, he said, 17 different styles.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, teams don't
The size of the league has so much to do with that now. Winter. And the rebound to Askew and a foul given up. Even in defeat, the Badgers will take something from this. This is a really good, albeit new and young Villanova team. Some veteran players, and Greg's got his fair share of veterans, but they're in the backcourt, not the front court. Some of their front court players new to the program.
Well, what you take away from Wisconsin is the defensive job that you did in the second half.
No doubt.
Offensively, you ran your offense and you valued the basketball, which got you back in the game. Okay, it was some miscues a couple times where you turned it over in critical situations when that possession mattered to get a shot up. Those are the things that hopefully you learn from as you head into Big Ten play that don't cost you down the line when you find yourself right back in the situation, which you will.
Boyd nails the tray. Think about this. Nova had 21 points, Jim, in the second half. They've had 18 in the overtime.
Say that again.
21 points in the entire second half, 18 in the overtime. There's a steal, and Boyd a tray. Not to be. Pull down, and Lindsay will run it out. And even Coach Willard didn't like him taking that shot. And now, as you can imagine, a little reaction, not too positive. Kevin didn't want to see that. And now some woofing. And Greg Gard to come out and talk about it too. Kevin was in disbelief when he took that shot as well. He knows better. And some frustration, obviously, for the vanquished. And Bryce Lindsay, redshirt sophomore, decided to go ahead and take. Look, there's the reaction.
Wow.
Yeah,
just bring it out and run the clock out.
Yeah. Kevin knows decorum as well as anyone. And they called a double technical is called. So Lindsay is tagged for Villanova. I believe Boyd came over. While we have a moment, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And I'll see you when the Happy New Year begins for both of us.
You got it. I know the Chateau down there will be kicking.
Yes.
In New Orleans. Don't you want some snow? You want to be in the snow, don't you? I know you do.
We get some usually in February, the Chateau.
I want you to get some snow in December. I want you to feel it a little bit more, you know?
Well, we throw snowballs inside the house. The grandkids do that. Boyd leans in. That'll do it. I want to thank our producer, Brad Weimer. Our director, Brian, don't call me, but I will, Spielberg Biederman. And, of course, my colleague, Jim Jackson, and Ethan Cooperson, our content coordinator and statistician par excellence. Villanova, 9-0 when scoring 70-plus points this season, and they are looking really good going into the Big East. Behind St. John's and UConn so far in the net as the top three teams in the Big East. Everyone have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the NFL tomorrow. For all of us at Fox Sports, Tim Brando, good night from Milwaukee.